York's Labor Department is revealing the devastating effect the coronavirus pandemic has had on that state's economy. New York lost 1 million jobs last year during the pandemic. More than half of those losses were in New York City alone. Jackie DeAngelis of Fox Business is live in New York City. There are also a tremendous amount of people who are leaving.
Oh, absolutely. Good morning, Harris. Well, these are some staggering numbers that show just how dire the situation is here in New York City. Of the 1 million jobs that were lost, they were because of the lockdowns, a halt in tourism and business activity here. And it boils down to 1 out of 8 jobs being lost in the city. It's the highest job loss in the state, roughly 12%. Across the country, it's just 6%. So that's about half the rate of what we've seen here. And it doesn't appear to be getting better anytime soon. If you look at some specific industries, it's even worse. Food services, restaurants, beverage suppliers, they saw a 43% drop year over year. And to add insult to injury, when Governor Cuomo shut down indoor dining last month, another 11,700 jobs disappeared. In tourism, in leisure, in hospitality, which is the hotels, arts, entertainment, 366,600 jobs were lost in the state. That's 39% of the total. Remember that hotels and Broadway are still shut down. What this comes down to right now is vaccinations, trying to get the vulnerable vaccinated as soon as possible so that the city can reopen. But there don't seem to be any ramped up efforts for the city that was once the epicenter of this pandemic. And there are no guarantees that more contagious strains can be contained with the vaccines that we have either. Governor Cuomo released a budget that explains that New York is not likely to recover from the jobs that it lost during the pandemic until 2025, Harris.
Wow, years away.
Yeah.
Jackie, thank you very much. Some people are calling it already the GOAT versus the Kid, the Super Bowl matchup of Tom Brady and the Bucs taking on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Legendary sportscaster, forever young, Jim Gray joins me next.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady are going to Super Bowl 55. Mahomes, Brady, Super Bowl. Yes, the history of the sport and life.
It should be a Super Bowl for the ages. Patrick Mahomes and the defending champion Kansas City Chiefs against a familiar foe, Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa. The Bucs, the first team to host a Super Bowl on its home turf. The game marks an epic battle between the game's old and new guard. The 25-year-old Mahomes was in kindergarten when 43-year-old Tom Brady won his very first Super Bowl. This will be his 10th appearance. Legendary sportscaster and Fox News contributor Jim Gray was only 3 years old when, never mind. He's also author of the book Talking to Goats. Goats, greatest of all time. I think we are going to look at maybe the collision of a could be, and it definitely is.
It definitely is, Harris. Great to be with you. This is going to be so much fun, and this is what the country wants and needs. So much fun to see these two guys, as you said in your tease, the GOAT against the Kid, and that's what they call a baby goat, a kid. And Patrick Mahomes trying to do something that Tom Brady was able to do back in the 2004 season, and that's repeat as champion. That was the last time it happened, and it was with the Patriots. And guess what? The Patriots beat in that game Andy Reid, who now coaches the Chiefs. So it's all kind of coming full circle, and it's just going to be a great, epic matchup in Tampa. The first time, as you mentioned, for a home team to be able to play in their stadium.
You know, talk to me about these two quarterbacks, the way that they are similar and how they are different in terms of the way they play.
Tom Brady is a pocket passer who wants to dissect and pick you apart, and he throws the long ball now. No risk it, no biscuit is what his coach Bruce Arians says. Patrick Mahomes, he can just win so many different ways. He moves around the pocket. He can throw a strike anywhere. He's a magician. He is so much fun to watch. He brings total joy to his teammates, to the watching and viewing audience and listening audience, and he's just a great, great player, and he's got a great personality, terrific attitude, and Tom Brady is he's a legend. 6 Super Bowls, trying to win his 7th, playing in his 10th Super Bowl in 21 seasons. So basically he's gone to the Super Bowl half the time in his career. It's unheard of. So just enjoy it, because we're never going to see anything like it again.
Yeah, it's really very special. You know, I was at the Super Bowl last year when they won it for the first time, the Kansas City Chiefs. I spent much of my career on air and primetime news there as an anchor. And if I were not really going for my Chiefs in the Super Bowl, if they had not made it, I would pull for Tom Brady because it seemed like this year he might not get there with a brand new team. Who knew?
Well, Harris, just a few short weeks ago, they were 7-5, going through a losing streak. Things did not look good. Then they rallied in those last 4 games, and now they've gone on the road and won 3 games on the road, including Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers, the MVP, to get there. So it was unlikely, but now he's here.
Your new book is called Talking to Goats. I always like to say I like to be where there's a goat pasture, where there are a lot of goats. That's what the Super Bowl is going to be. Good to see you, Jim Gray. Thank you.
Harris,
This
thanks
is
for
the
having me
Faulkner
on.
Focus. Thanks for watching. My pleasure to be with you weekdays 11 a.m. Eastern. Now, outnumbered.